Anyways, folks, that is of course the signal, the bat signal for the MCU's Bleeding Edge.
Oh God, no,
I am Jeff S. True Knowledge in the house, co-host of the MCU's Bleeding Edge. Cybernetic Shark is working or doing family time or whatever, and I am over here getting after it, moderating the Podcast of Champions YouTube channel and podcast coming out of sakar.freeforums.net. The Grandmaster himself has decided to make an appearance and allow me to step in and fill his shoes for a show, which I feel very blessed about. Thank you very much, Grandmaster, for allowing me to have an opportunity to try to, at least live up to like half of what you do with the Podcast of Champions.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Jeff, and I'm fairly sure you will do a fine job.
Most definitely. And let me just make it clear before I finish the rest of my introductions that we are here to basically do a watch and react of the Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness trailer. And it is magnificent. I know that Renee's seen it. Sally, have you seen it?
Yeah, I think.
What do you mean? There's no way that you would not. There's no think when it comes to seeing the Doctor Strange 2 trailer. You've either seen it or you haven't.
I think I've seen a preview for it in like the movie theater, but I'm not sure.
No, it's not even possible.
I can't remember. Okay.
All right.
So
Anyways, Grandmaster, have you seen it?
Yes, multiple times.
Okay. So at least we know
From
where we're at.
Every universe I've seen it.
And we are trying to get my buddy Richard to come on here, but it's not looking too good for him. So anyways, back to the introductions. Renee, from the sakar.freeforums.net, the Podcast of Champions, a frequent guest on the MCU's Bleeding Edge, and a, just starting off champion. Renee, thank you very much for being with me, recording with me again. For what? I don't know, the second time in like the last couple days?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
We have a thing going on.
You know what? Yes,
Ooh.
Definitely.
Holy shit.
Me and Renee have already talked quite a bit about Doctor Strange 2 trailer. But that's okay. We got
I might have changed my mind.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You never know. We got Sarah the MCU girl. She actually has decided to make her first appearance on the Podcast of Champions after signing up for sakar.freeforums.net like 7.5 months ago. She has now finally made it onto the Podcast of Champions.
I'm frequent on the Bleeding Edge. First time here. What's up, guys?
What's up, Sally?
What's up?
Richard, you there?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Now the sound is good. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yes. Yeah. We can hear you right now, but I'll tell
So
you
thank
what.
you for having me on.
No, most definitely, brother. Most definitely.
Your dog.
Who's dog?
That's Dodge.
Hi, Dodge.
But no, as far
Hey,
as
Dodge.
as far as your audio and whatnot goes, it's kind of like this.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
So at that point, I just gotta let you know, if you start talking and all kinds of jibber jabber and everything and whatnot, and I can't understand what the hell's going on, I'm just gonna cut you off and shit. You know what I mean? Because I gotta be
That's
logical
fine.
here, Richard.
My feelings won't
You
be
know what
hurt.
I mean?
And yeah, you're a logical and sound person, so I think you're.
I'm just playing around, man.
Apparently.
I'm a nice
You're
guy.
not.
I'm a nice guy. I'll let you just like sit there and like have frozen screen and shit and like talk all over the place. I'll be okay
Look
with it.
retarded.
I'm down.
Okay. As long as you're
Alright,
down.
so, let's get into what we're actually here to do. Let's watch the Doctor Strange 2 trailer.
Every night, I dream the same dream. And then, the nightmare begins. I did what I had to do to protect our world.
You cannot control everything, Strange. You
opened the doorway between universes. And we don't know who or what will walk through it. Wanda, what do you know about the multiverse?
Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
He was right. I'm sorry, Stephen. Your desecration of reality will not go unpunished.
We should tell him the truth.
Things just got out of hand.
You break the rules. Look out! Become a hero. I do it, I become the enemy. It doesn't seem fair.
Okay, before I go around to the panel, I just want to point some stuff out right off the bat that were just my this is probably, I don't know, maybe the 4th or 5th time I've watched the trailer, and okay, I don't think Shuma Gorath is actually going to be like the main villain of like the film at all. I don't really get that vibe at all. I think that he's probably going to be a villain. He'll be in the movie, but I don't think he's going to be the main villain or like the main, you know, antagonist or whatever of the film. And for multiple reasons. One being the fact that, as I mentioned, Renee knows, I mentioned the other night on The Bleeding Edge, Marvel knows that, like, that whole formula from, like, the Infinity Saga of, like, every single film there being the good guy and the bad guy villain, like, and that's the dichotomy, film after film, that shit gets old. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta change things up. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, it's fucking, like, really crazy that they have the freaking what if Supreme Strange or whatever in the fucking movie. That shit is crazy. That's not who that was, Grandmaster?
No, it's not. If you use the subtitles in the trailer, it says Sinister Strange, not Strange Supreme.
So he's just an evil variant or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
That's so cool.
Of course, I'm sure that probably some people here on the show don't know yet that WandaVision season 2 has already been officially greenlit. It's happening. So that definitely puts a major spin on this whole Doctor Strange 2 movie. You know what I'm saying? It really does, because, you know, obviously you can see in the trailer there are scenes like during WandaVision in the house from WandaVision and whatnot, you know, and whatnot, and I feel like the only thing that I'm afraid of, like, honestly, is I really hope they don't freaking take the America Chavez character and, like, freaking do what they did with freaking Aquafina in Shang-Chi and shit, like and like you know what I'm saying, in this, like, you know, where you got Aquafina, like, showing up, like, in the freaking, like, you know, hidden village and shit and picking up a bow and arrow for the first time in her life. Mm-hmm. And she's, like, banging bullseyes left and right and shit with her eyes closed and whatnot.
Mary Sue.
Like, that shit makes no sense. But I don't think they're going to do that. Okay, so now that I've gone on my little, like, you know, tangent, starting off with you, Grandmaster, and then Renee, if you'd come in after Grandmaster, Grandmaster, what is your big take after seeing the trailer again, just here right now?
Yeah, it looks amazing. I'm planning to see this movie in 3D. I don't do that a lot, but this one I will, because I think the effects will be mind-blowing. They were already in the first one, and this is nothing compared to what the first one has shown. It looks really amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing Patrick Stewart again, because his voice was in the trailer.
Was it?
And, yeah, his the person who says
I didn't notice that.
we should tell him the truth.
Oh yeah.
That's Patrick Stewart. So the theory is that
okay.
there's a multiverse Illuminati thing going on with different characters coming from different universes together. So Charles Xavier, but also there was a Black Panther spotted. So there's rumors that it's Michael B. Jordan's Black Panther. There are lots of possibilities, and this movie is going to double down on what Spider-Man: No Way Home did, and that's somewhat amazing and somewhat scary, because for those who don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of Spider-Man: No Way Home, but we will cover that in another section.
What, Renee? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm pretty much looking forward to it. I mean, this is here we go. Like Doctor Strange, that's one of my favorite characters. So I'm, more so than say Spider-Man or Ant-Man, one of those guys. So I'm just really stoked just to see Benedict Cumberbatch do that. And I actually had not even seen but one or two of the What If cartoons. But anticipation of doing the show with the second show with Jeff, I went ahead and watched them all this morning. So I really did. I got the tie-ins when I saw those last couple of episodes of What If. I see where they're going with all this stuff. So yeah, so that's intriguing, and who doesn't like a good twin versus evil twin story?
Yeah. Exactly.
I like to object. I'm the evil twin in my family, so I don't like it.
Yeah, Wanda versus Wanda. Evil Wanda versus good Wanda?
The black sheep or the evil twin?
Something like that. Sally, what do you think?
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was like shaking a lot, and that's just how I show excitement. I was like that. So yeah, I'm pretty damn excited. I have a hot take right here, right now. Wanda might be the villain. That's how I feel. That's the vibe I got.
That's too obvious.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what I think personally is that we have multiple Wandas running around.
Yeah, so one of them might be the villain. Also, is Captain Carter going to be in this? Because I heard a rumor about that.
Yes, there is a tease on the poster. I don't know if you have seen the poster, but there's in one of the shield fractions. There's
the Union Jack.
A hint of the Union Jack shield.
Yay!
So, Richard, let me get you in on this now. Richard, you obviously have not seen the trailer until just now. So,
yes, sir.
I mean, and you're not a massive
Correct.
MCU fan. So what did you think about that trailer? Like, what stood out to you?
I think, what stood out to the trailer was amazing. I mean, it looks like an amazing movie. I'm with Grandmaster. I definitely would love to see that in 3D. And I have to. I normally don't see movies in 3D, but I did not know it was going to be presented in 3D until Grandmaster said it. So I definitely want to acknowledge that would be awesome. What I found not so much interesting about the trailer was the release date and kind of the narrative behind that. I guess the release date is March 25th. Is that correct, Jeff?
No, May 6th. It has been moved around a lot, but the current.
Oh, it's on my birthday. It's my birthday. Sweet.
Happy birthday.
So May 6th, which is my birthday. That's awesome. Yeah, right. That's a good birthday present. 3D, and that's awesome. But I found it interesting during the pandemic that they changed directors to what's his name? Sam Raimi. Is that correct?
Sam Raimi, and that was actually pre-pandemic.
Okay.
That was pre-pandemic actually. They announced the movie in July of 2019.
Yeah.
And they changed the directors at the end of that year.
Yeah, from Scott Derrickson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. And Okay, right. And didn't they kind of rewrite the script during the pandemic?
Yeah, I'm sure Sam Raimi
Or they
probably rewrote
revamped
the
it?
entire film. I mean, I would
Probably.
assume. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah. I mean, because
I
essentially,
mean, that's
Derrickson
major cut in budget, you know.
Derrickson wanted to go into like a really like horror, like serious horror direction with the film. That's what he brought. That's what he wanted. That was his vision,
Right. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that did not fit into like
Okay.
the agenda of Marvel Studios with what they wanted with the film.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that-
Scott Derrickson.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Scott Derrickson
Go ahead, Sam.
directed the
Yeah.
scariest horror movie I've ever seen in my life. It's called Sinister. It is really horrifying. So, he directed that, so I'm not surprised he would go in a horror direction with Marvel.
Well, Scott Derrickson also directed the most horrifying movie I ever saw in my life, and that's The Day That the Earth Stood Still. It was atrocious, really, so bad. But Doctor Strange is actually one of my favorites.
I didn't know he directed that. That's interesting. I saw that.
Heading back over in the direction of you, Renee. What I'm wondering is, like, honestly, when it boils down to it, right? How big of a part do you think that like this movie is going to play into WandaVision season 2?
A big part. Yeah, I would say a big part. I mean, where else is it going to go? If she's a major player in the Doctor Strange, and then they've just announced a second season for her, then you know, something's going to happen. And then either if not in this movie, it's by itself. Then maybe the next movie or whatever down the line, that she's going to be split back into her own little niche where she's doing her thing. And so yeah, I don't see that not factoring into it.
Grandmaster, how big of an impact do you think that like you know that will be like as far as like carryover from this film into WandaVision season 2?
It kind of has to, but I'm a little bit skeptical on the WandaVision season 2. I don't think I need it, but we'll have to wait and see.
Why would you be skeptical of WandaVision season 2? WandaVision was goddamn excellent.
Yeah, exactly. But you cannot do the same thing again. That wouldn't work. Why would you call it WandaVision then? I don't see it. As far as WandaVision season 2, I don't know. I haven't seen any confirmation, but I trust you and your sources.
Official. It's official.
But I haven't thought about that actually. I hope that the multiverse shenanigans are over with Doctor Strange. But I fear it will take until Ant-Man Quantumania.
Well, Grandmaster, at the end of the day, right? Like, the whole point of the MCU, right, is still interconnectivity, right, in between the properties and whatnot and all that. Yeah. So at that point, wouldn't it make common sense that that like when you look at like you know the characters we're talking about, like the story we're talking about and whatnot, like you know what we're dealing with, the issues that we're dealing with and whatnot, like in these different you know like shows and movies. There's so much in common there, you know what I mean? That it almost just makes sense that if they were gonna want to establish that connective tissue, it would be with WandaVision season 2, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And of course, it all depends on where Wanda is after this movie. If and what she's up to, on what direction they were going in. With WandaVision season 2.
Okay.
And Wanda will be a major focus for this movie, and yeah, so it will impact season 2 enormously.
Yeah, most definitely. Richard, did you have a chance to catch any of WandaVision?
I didn't.
Okay, that's okay. That's not a big deal. What I wanted to ask you was, in the Doctor Strange 2 trailer, did you notice Professor X from the X-Men like was in it?
No, I didn't notice that. Where the trailer?
The second one we saw.
The one we just watched, there's a scene where
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where was?
Yeah, during the Doctor Strange trailer, when he was like cuffed up and everything and whatnot, and those robots were like taking him somewhere or whatever, they took him to some room or whatever, and all of a sudden you heard, I forgot the name of the actor, but that plays
Patrick
him,
Stewart.
Patrick Stewart, Professor X from the Fox X-Men universe, was there talking to Doctor Strange.
Okay. Yeah. I knew I recognized the voice. I just couldn't tie that in or connect
Yeah.
that, but I just connected the dots. So
Oh yeah,
that's awesome, man.
He was great in It Chapter 2.
What do you think?
Sorry.
What do you think about that, Sally? What did you think about that when you first noticed that Professor X was in the trailer?
I was very unimpressed with the X-Men movies, so I'm kind of indifferent, but that being said,
Really?
Patrick Stewart is a great actor, and I loved him in a lot of different movies.
To quote Lord Deathman, he could sit in a chair in an empty room reading out of the fucking phone book, and it would still be interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll tell you right
That's
now,
good.
it was not Patrick Stewart's fault. Whatever you want to say about the Fox X-Men films, it had nothing to do with him.
No.
Yeah, I know. I was just unimpressed with those films as a whole.
Well,
It has nothing to do with Patrick Stewart or Professor X.
No, some of them were very unimpressive, unfortunately. But either way, I think that
Are you frozen, Jeff?
have any kind of like,
I think he froze.
do you have any kind of theories or like thoughts as far as like what the hell is going on with Professor X popping up in the trailer?
Crossover. They hinted
Yeah,
at it in
something.
WandaVision.
Yeah, multiverse Illuminati.
Yeah.
Renee?
Yeah, I mean that's obvious the theme. I think we're going to have like a twofold type multiverse here. It's going to be the multiverse of madness that we're going to deal with, and then it'll kind of settle down, and everything will kind of get back in order. And then the whole part with Kang the Conqueror, then his shenanigans with the multiverse unraveling, or the sacred timeline unraveling. So you're going to have these crossover these characters because the X verse is way out of the way of the MCU. So you're not going to have a lot of characters similar. But as you get closer in, then of course you're going to have a Captain America 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you're not going to have Captain America in the X verse. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you're going to have some bleed over, and it'll just be cameos. I don't think they're going to make a big deal out of it, but there'll be cameos and whatnot, and all through I think the whole next phase.
Well,
that's what they said about Spider-Man: No Way Home.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just want to put it out there right now, and I don't know how everybody else feels on here, but I'm assuming everybody pretty much agrees. I know Grandmaster does. I absolutely despise hate the idea or concept of bringing mutants into the MCU through the multiverse. I think it's stupid. It's not authentic to the comics at all. You know what I mean?
The only characters you should bring into the MCU through the multiverse are characters that are originally multiversal. So like America Chavez or something like that. She comes from the multiverse, so that makes sense that she is brought in like that into the MCU. But to bring in a whole bunch of characters like the mutants, X-Men, the Brotherhood through the multiverse, no, thank you.
Yeah, well, I don't see that. I think you got to consider Professor X. He has this. What's that machine he can get in, and he can
Cerebro.
He can expand his mind, and so he's able to, just like Strange is, he's able to cross over even before anything's like a multiverse. He's already able to cross over astrally into these different realms.
Richard, let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
So basically, right? You didn't see WandaVision, okay? But you're an MCU fan enough, I'm sure, that you understand who Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch is and whatnot, right? In the trailer,
right?
You know who that is, right? From the Avengers and all that.
What do you want me to? Yes, right. Yeah. Yes, sir, I do. Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Elizabeth Olsen.
So what do you
Wanda
want me to?
Yeah. Okay. So
Use?
what
Yeah.
what I want to ask
Yes.
you is,
Comprende.
yeah, what I want to ask you is, like from your lens, like looking at it from your perspective, what is
You
your
don't want to
take
see
on
some
her in the
animals.
trailer? Like, what did you get out of seeing her in the trailer?
I mean, I don't know what to. I mean, just as far as I could. I mean, really don't know.
Did you like her in the costume as the Scarlet Witch?
Of course I did. Of course I did. But I'm not going to go as deep as you would, Jeff.
Oh, well, no, she just looks really good in the Scarlet Witch outfit. She does.
Of course she does. Yes, she's a very nice looking lady.
Well,
That's about all I can say about that.
Yeah. Okay. So, Sally, what do you think? America Chavez. Do you think that? Do you know anything about America Chavez, Sally?
I know she's from a different universe than the rest of them.
She's from an
That's
Earth.
all I know.
She's from a Earth from a different dimension.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's not a mutant, but she has like superhuman abilities, and she can punch holes, like through dimensional tunnels, and she can jump from like dimension or reality to reality. Like that's what she does.
That sounds really badass.
Goes like this whole first year.
And I think she also has like
Sounds like this past year.
I should have done my research, but I believe she also can do some other stuff, like maybe some energy projection and stuff like that. You know, and some other different stuff. But like Sally, I mean, what do you think? Do you think America Chavez is going to be like a big deal in the movie? Like,
maybe. Just because I don't know enough about America Chavez to make a judgment, but I think if they're introducing new characters, then she will be a big deal. Because the new characters are always a big deal.
Why did they even bother bringing in the girlfriend, the Rachel McAdams chick for this movie? Like, what's she gonna do?
Get married.
Yeah, maybe it's not this stranger's Rachel McAdams. What's her name? Christine. Maybe it's another strange.
Wait a minute.
From another universe.
Holy shit!
And he's obviously walking around on another Earth when he sees the statue in front of the Sanctum Sanctorum. That's not in New York, in our New York, in the main timeline MCU. So what if he's walking around and seeing Christine getting married to another man?
Final thoughts on the Doctor Strange 2 trailer, okay? Going around the table. Starting off with you, Sally. Sally, final thoughts on the Doctor Strange 2 trailer.
Badass. Looks like a great movie. It's like the best Marvel could produce around the Endgame time, amped up to 11.
Well said. Well said. Well done. Keep it short. Cut it off right there. Don't talk anymore. You'll fuck it up. Richard. Last word. Last word on Doctor Strange 2.
May 6th on my birthday is the release date, and watch it in 3D. Thank you to Grandmaster. That's what's up. So it looks like an amazing movie, and I can't wait on my birthday to see it. So that's my
Richard,
final thoughts.
just so you know, I can bust Sally's balls if I want to, because her and I are tight. And I'm a good friend of hers, and she knows it. So.
I like Sally.
Thanks.
Anyways, Renee, final thoughts on the trailer.
I think it will be bigger than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Really? You think?
Awesome.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me just quantify that real quick. You think it's going to be a better movie, or is
that box office? It will be at least as good as.
Wait a second. You're saying that you think it's actually going to outpace Spider-Man 3 in box office?
Probably.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? That is a bold, fucking ballsy call there, Renee.
Well, that's how I am.
He hasn't made a movie about Doctor Strange since
that's
2016.
How I am.
Yeah, people
it's been a long time.
They're ready for it. The people are ready for it. They're getting a good bounce off Spider-Man.
We had a whole Spider-Man trilogy since the last Doctor Strange movie.
Renee,
the first Spider-Man movie in the MCU came after Doctor Strange for one.
Renee,
and the third one is already here.
Grandmaster, final thoughts. Doctor Strange trailer.
Great. And a little bit worrisome. I'm
You'd
not
be
a
the
Multiverse fan.
Grandmaster if you
Did he
if
say
you
worse?
weren't.
A little bit what?
Did you say
A
you're
little bit worrisome.
you're worrisome about the film?
You're
Yeah,
worried?
Worse
look,
than
just like I was for No Way Home, and well, that wasn't really good. So
Wait a second.
being
Wait a
way
second.
worse.
Wait a second.
What
Wait a
Grandma would
second.
say.
Hold on, Grandmaster. I gotta ask. I gotta dig into this for a second. Hold on. All right.
oh, here you go.
The difference between the trailers, between the Doctor Strange 2 trailer to any of the trailers that Spider-Man 3 had, there's no
Yeah, I
question.
know. It's way above that.
question.
Absolutely. I mean, no comparison. But I'm just worried about the things which you just said, like bringing in X-Men or whatever throughout the multiverse, and ripping the MCU apart the way it is. That worries me. But no. The trailer looks great. It's amazing. So, but I'm looking at the bigger picture.
Well,
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I do.
what's the bigger picture?
I do know what you mean.
Well, let me quickly just tell you, Richard. I'm a fan of the MCU because it had like great story, interconnectivity, everything checked out, good continuity. Sorry, I have a really hard time pronouncing that word, so I hope you know what I mean. And when you start to fuck
Yeah, I know
around
what you
with
mean.
the multiverse, you may fuck up things that are good beyond repair, and that is what worries me. Well, that's why I absolutely despise Spider-Man: No Way Home, because I think it meant nothing. And yeah, I'm worried about that kind of stuff. But on the other hand, I trust Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige.
I'm a Grandmaster. I don't despise it, but I think Spider-Man 3 was actually like pretty pathetic, to tell you the
It
truth.
was
Like,
weak. Yeah.
it didn't do anything for me really at the end of the day.
No, it was cool cameos. Have nice action scenes, and that's it. It didn't progress the overall story. The only thing is that now Spider-Man is on his own, and I think they did that. So if they cannot make
I'll tell you
new
right now,
deal between Sony and Marvel Studios, they can easily pull
William
him out of
Dafoe
the
is my
MCU.
favorite.
You're gonna see in a little bit
Yeah.
when we do our ranking show here in a minute. You're gonna see where I end up putting Spider-Man 3. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, well, there's a top 9 because there were 9 outings in the MCU in 2021, and let's just say you will be surprised when you see where I put Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Well,
let me follow up on what Grandmaster's saying. That yeah, I see where he's coming from. I think they're going to just put too much into it to try to please fans. To try to get let's get. So yeah, I think they did it with the Eternals. I think that was just a bad thought out thing, just bringing the Eternals, because they really don't need the Eternals coming in and mucking up this next phase, because they're not going to really fit into it that I can see. So I see where Grandmaster's coming from, but yeah, hopefully they'll handle it a little bit better. But be it Spider-Man being as huge hit that it is, that might just fuel them to put more crap in the other movies. So who knows?
Well, I'll tell you what, folks. We are definitely at our limit here for this video. We are done. We're out of here. We're about to peace out. We've got shit to do. We got another show to do, and we can't fuck around here. Grandmaster needs his sleep. So look, from the
Beauty
podcast,
sleep.
Hey, from the podcast of champions.
Well, tomorrow's Sunday.
That's right,
You can sleep in.
From the podcast of champions, from the MCU's Bleeding Edge, from all of us, we got hella love to all of you and whatnot. And please join Sakara.freeforums.net. Please please subscribe to the YouTube channel at Podcast of the Champions. Like the videos, ring the bell. Join Sakara.freeforums.net, and you know what? You can actually come on the Podcast of Champions and hang out with me, man. And I'm cool as fuck. So.
Or even better, you can hang out with Loki's mom.
That's right. That's right.
There you go.
So anyways, we'll see you next time, everybody. Peace.